and the city they call Long Beach.
That's me.
Oh, you're right.
No one can do it better like this, that, and this, and it's like that, and like this, and like that.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Catch up right quick.
Mike
I shared
E.
it with
Jackson in the house. Shaka Jack. Boom. Roddy Rod. You know I love me some damn Roddy Rod. Look, check this out, y'all. This is a little factor. We're back on the Poetry Justice Show with Jackie Ray Phillips on YikesRadio.com and AccelerateRadio.net, ladies and gentlemen, simultaneously. 111 countries. They thought I was playing. Yikes Radio. The sultry sounds of the Mr. Cash, my mentor.
I'm going to share it with you.
And of course tonight I am so blessed, so very blessed to have a house full of healthy, gorgeous, black people in the house tonight. I have got my gorgeous, lovely Elizabeth, by way of the amazing
I'm
Kimberly
sharing.
Smith. I love you, pretty lady. I got her. You asked me to do it, and God did it. So here we are
So you
with your
should be
baby
able to
girl,
click on
who
it.
I shall look after
There you are.
on your behalf while she's here. It is fair lads. Miss Frida Ross, you know Lori G does it all too for me. But
Hey,
we've spoken
you're
about it.
on.
Whatever
I
we gotta
see.
do, we're gonna do it.
There
That
we
should
go.
just be good.
So call it.
Shelly C is just an OG gangster in the house. This one right here.
Always ready to
She
ride.
just whatever the fuck
Always
you
ready
gotta
to
do,
ride.
you just call this one up, and it's gonna happen. This is the one. This is Joe Pesci of our group.
I'll be ready to ride. You know
Joe
that.
Pesci before us. This one right
is
here,
Joe
Frida
Pesci.
Ross, is the Joe Pesci.
Who?
The Frida,
Shelly
first
C.
up, I'm gonna jump over a little bit. This one down here, now you see she on the phone.
I'm trying to teach somebody how to get on, how to watch
at the
us.
same motherfucking time.
He's like challenged social
Technology.
yeah.
That part right there. So I'm gonna just leave her down there, y'all. We ain't even gonna
Okay,
worry.
I gotta go. Well,
She's recruiting a listener.
Okay, do you
All right.
all do you. And this one here, I can't believe you're the bougiest bitch I've seen around the way.
Oh wait.
I didn't want to say nothing, but god damn it, I'm gonna have to just say it.
Ooh.
That's okay.
I see you got it. This on tape, Dante. Been taking pictures and shit. He showed me at the break. This look of, oh my God. This
All right.
wretched shit. Wretched. Oh my God, how did I get recruited into this
You
shit?
must be talking about Tanya, Michelle.
No.
Let's
Y'all was lying. And y'all just mad because I called you out. Okay?
Tanya Michelle, you know I wasn't lying.
You was starting. You was fixing to.
I wasn't lying.
He was fixing to.
You know I don't be
Fixing
putting
to
up with
lie.
no bullshit. They call me the shooter.
Fixing to.
This is why
But I don't think
I
I don't think I'm bougie.
know you are, motherfucker. You ain't got to tell me. I know you are.
I am not bougie.
You remember that time Joy told me to go down? Joy was like, no, Miko, you bougie. Like, just, and then her ass didn't want to tell somebody they bougie, like, in a way, like, nigga, you need to get it together. Joy? Really? The queen of bougieism? When people look up bougieism, that's you. Whatever the most hot topic that gets bougie school, they had Joy is there, girl, and you know, you gotta go pick her up 25 outfits. We're gonna take her down, and then we're gonna go and get a limousine to take her to kindergarten. And I'm like, God damn, nigga, really? You're stressing them up again.
I did not.
You kinda did, though.
I did not.
Just saying. Y'all, I just you're crazy.
I'm just saying.
Lori G, what's up? How you doing?
I am having a wonderful time.
Miss the Blue.
Lori, what
Yes.
was your love language again?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What's
Ah,
you
You gotta
Mr.
remember
Blue?
it.
My love language. I forgot that quick. That's bad.
Acts of service.
I wrote it down.
Quality
That's
time.
good. Acts of
Quality
service.
time and acts of
Service.
service.
That's it.
No, I took my test. My answers are right over there.
Yeah, but my thing is we've been away for a couple of minutes.
Could
You
change.
change. You change moment to moment.
Moment to moment with me. Yeah.
That's about that
Yeah.
Tanya. Tanya, everybody talking about.
Because I'm thinking the whole gift thing is starting to climb a little bit.
Yes.
It
yes.
should.
Diamonds.
It should.
You like to receive it.
And
like,
Shelly's number for selling those beautiful items are. if you wanna
Okay.
get a chance, right here. This is dollar bill right here. Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
I
This
love
is
gifts.
401k of the group, y'all.
401k.
This one right here is all about the dollar bill. If
But don't call if you have brown spots.
On your
don't,
Or your shoes is bad.
She'll tell you, Jigga, I don't like it if it don't bling bling.
That's
They-
right.
I'm telling you, you don't like the tore up grills and the messed up feet either. I can't.
Mm-mm.
I can't.
And
And
your
then you
shoes,
be up at
if
the
your
room.
shoes is slumped up,
It's
what is going on with your
repulsive.
feet?
It's
Like,
tore bad.
how do you wear like $1,000 suit and your shoes look like runned over? I
You know
don't
why?
get that.
Run with
They're-
it.
they're-
Run over.
They look like
Did
runned
you
over.
catch that, Tanya?
They're common.
Run.
We don't do
Run.
common.
There's
Who was like? Who was that? Who was that?
But
Who
I'm,
does that like?
but I'm the bougie one.
Frida, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
You might be part.
She said she don't do commons.
I don't do common.
You don't deal with the commies.
I like
I don't do
common.
commoners.
Oh, I like common.
Commoners?
That's fine.
No, I can't do commoners. And you know the one thing that I learned to pay attention to,
What is
like
that?
when some man tells you I'm just a simple man,
Yikes,
run,
radio.
Take your simple ass
No,
off.
but why?
run,
Why do you say that on the real?
cause simple that motherfucker is.
It's just simple.
Simple is as simple does.
Simple is as simple thinks he is.
Okay.
We don't do
Simple,
simple
is
men.
as simple does.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Cold piece for you,
She is,
Mm-mm.
if you're in her DMs, I'm telling you.
Oh,
Frida, what are those qualifiers? Because okay, look, on the real deal.
Oh,
This
okay.
one right here, this week, Dante, check it. She go hard on Facebook. I don't know the dude name.
Vincent.
Frida, you saw it. I mean,
But no,
check-
did you see
hello, JoJo.
I did.
You have been blocked. You are a creep. I am blasting your shit out. You are a creeper.
It was a
Pretty
common
much.
name too.
and then when I went
Wow.
to go blow his page up,
it was
Black
gone.
shit.
you were blocked.
Sucker blocked.
He had
Do
blocked
you blame
me.
him?
But he said some really foul stuff in my no, it wasn't even in my inbox. He did it on under a picture.
Wow.
Well, Frida, I love
remember.
you with everything I know. You be putting up some hot shit, man, and you be having these dudes, man, they be on you.
Pretty selfies.
You know what I mean?
These
And I'm not
dudes.
saying like me too, but was he like really vile?
It was really foul. And like I hurried up and deleted that, right? And then I went to he had sent he wasn't even a friend. He had sent a friend request and I didn't accept it. And then you know how you get alerted when somebody says something on your picture. And I went to that and he had I can't even remember what he said, but it was not cool. And so I just went in, right? And posted that. And then I went to his page. I thought I was going to his page, but he had blocked me. He had Edward say, "You're absolutely right, Jackie."
What part, girl?
Talking about the pictures on Facebook. My pictures are not lewd and lascivious. I'm covered up.
She said not lewd.
Lewd and lascivious.
You know she was gonna bust out with some big
Some
words.
big words. Some big words.
I'm always appropriate. You know, I don't.
But
With the
are they
hint,
provocative?
but she puts a hint of
Provocation.
Heidi Fly something.
Heidi
Heidi flies.
If you got your money right, motherfucker.
I got you.
You might be the one tonight. You just might be the one tonight. Where you at, Lord? Where you at? Where you at? I need a soldier.
All right.
With a bank account.
Those pictures are for my enjoyment. I do that. That's my page.
I mean, I know her friends.
That's my
I wish I had my
page.
phone right now so I could weigh in on the conversation.
And-
Show me.
And
She
I
busted him out. I liked it too.
I did. I
I
felt so
did.
empowered. Me
Show
too.
me.
I said, like
Aren't
you
Aren't,
right
we,
here.
aren't we friends on Facebook?
we should be. You had to know I was gonna read for him, right? Like, really?
I'm surprised that people still do that because I've seen some people screenshot and put somebody on blast. I mean, somebody naked.
I was
So she
trying.
was- I'm
but he
serious. I'm
blocked me
surprised
too
people still do
quick.
that.
He blocked me too quick. But there are qualifiers, and everybody that's been on my page knows.
What?
You know what they are because I have. You know what they are.
They know what they are for you having it.
You know
I know I was
what
doing
I
our
have it.
listening to guys. I don't know, but I'm back in the game, y'all. I was just doing a little bit of technical communication. Like, you got it going up, everybody. Free to Raj.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So, Shelly, I want to talk to you a little bit about some real deal Holyfield stuff.
Uh-huh.
I got to start with you.
Okay.
I already know how you did. So, when we talk about these 5 love languages,
Uh-huh.
you know, we got the hey POJ, and I know we got. Anyway, this is the situation. Young woman.
Mhm.
She's 27 years old.
Mhm.
Okay, she's 27. She does have a child. She has a child by her first love. Okay,
Mhm.
and her and this dude were together, and they've been cool, right? And they didn't get married, but they do have a son together. He was violent with her.
Mhm.
Okay, she did get the courage, and the situation availed itself for her to be able to leave.
Mhm.
But in their situation, in their relationship, she was one for quality time, right? And she wanted that physical touch and that quality time. Sometimes that, turned into something very negative for her. So this gentleman, in that relationship, she caught him cheating on her. Okay? And it was multiple cheating on her. But that betrayal part of the cheating was that he cheated with her sister. Okay? He cheated with her sister, and her sister ends up getting pregnant. And based on that pregnancy, now they want to know, where do these love languages come in, Shelly? How is she supposed to continue?
Shit.
I was
Ain't no love language.
First of all, they not married, right? They not married, right?
If we work,
They
my
are
sister.
not.
even fucking with deal with you. I can't even get it out.
I'm just listening. I'm sorry.
Okay,
you know,
go
my
ahead.
face used to get me in trouble when I was a kid. My mother would whoop my ass because when she would say stuff to me, I would look at her crazy, and I swear I was trying to have a straight face, but I can't. So I'm trying to have a straight face.
Go home, dog.
So you said they're not married.
They're not married yet.
To me, how is your niece?
I don't get it.
How is your niece? No.
We don't know.
Now my niece is my baby's sister.
No.
Cousin brother.
Oh, that was a good effect. That was a good
Yeah.
effect.
How they said that hell to the no. No. I'm sorry. Some people can hang in there. Some people can do that, and I'm sure that it's happened out there, and people want to hang on or whatever. But that shit right there, no.
You can't do it?
No. This ain't that. No.
Lord. Tiny Michelle, I can't.
Please.
Go to Tiny Michelle. Frida, you are just. Tiny.
I.
What? She's
Who?
27, T. What does that
What that got to do with the price of tea in
I just think at
China?
this point there is no love language. I just,
We are mute now. We're using sign language. That's
No.
what we're using.
Yeah,
We
you're right. I don't
using
even think you get the basic protein.
the
And what you say,
door and
protein
take your ass through,
and the
basically.
carb and the vegetable, you don't even get that.
You don't get that.
Tiny?
I mean, it's just a sad story.
Look at
I
on
mean-
slice and dice.
I mean,
Tanya Michelle, she is so she's so correct.
it's just,
Motherfucking go.
no,
fuck
it's,
outta here.
it's just a sad story. But but that's her story, and I just couldn't. That type of betrayal. That's
It's
hard.
too.
Yeah,
Your
we don't have any
sister.
reconciliation. We don't have any.
Because we
You
have
know,
a constant
and then-
reminder walking
Right.
around.
And then my relationship with my sister probably wouldn't be that good either.
No.
But even
And then you explain it to the
reminder.
children that that's your cousin and your sister. Like,
I mean, fuck to explain
What kind
it.
of shit?
It's
But
just,
Lori,
He
you
needs
said
to
you
be
have a constant
hung.
reminder,
Me
right? But even without a reminder, what if there was no baby and
That's
you,
happened.
you
That's
with my
happened.
sister?
Right.
I thank God for the sisters that I have. Like, if one of my men would even look at mine the wrong way, they would get their
Right,
head
right,
busted
right,
wide
right.
open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so.
That's
You don't do that.
No.
yeah.
But
But
it happened,
there have been
and,
lots
and
of
women
stories of that.
stay
Yeah.
with the
man.
men.
Yes, they do.
You know,
do.
I have
Right?
a story, and this is my
They do.
friend. I won't say her name, and she was with a friend of mine for a very long time. We were all very close. We traveled together, and he was literally cheating on her. He traveled a lot. He was cheating on her, and she knew it. And she when she told me, she says, and I said, well, why are you with him? And she says, well, I'm going to continue to stay with him until I feel comfortable being by myself.
A lot of people do
And
that.
she said she was going to
'Cause they're
stay
afraid.
with him until she felt
That
comfortable. She
fear.
says, I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to work on me and still
Uh-huh.
be in a relationship. And once I get myself together, because I've known nothing but him for all my life. And she said, when I get myself together, I'm going to leave. You know, and I said, you know what? That's your truth, and I'll support you, whatever you want to do. But when that time came and she felt, she left. And now she's in she's in a healthy relationship and she's doing well. But at that point, she just didn't want to be alone.
Well, did she leave independently wealthy? As a direct result of staying with this jerk?
Well, they were just,
But
they were just dating.
Receiving gifts.
They were just
and see
dating.
that
But people, a lot of people stay with
I
people
know,
out of fear.
I know.
Out of
I
fear
know.
of losing material stuff.
I know.
Out of fear. I was there.
I
I know.
I can't stand her. No, really. I'm serious though.
I don't even like her
I
today.
can't. I can't. I'm not even gonna look down.
Don't
there.
even look that
Can
way.
somebody please take the camera off of her for the rest of the show?
She is really
I'm just
showing
saying,
out.
I don't want the camera nowhere near you. Okay?
But
And I ain't even saying that.
Do you know what that does though to an individual, like to their psyche, when you feel like you have to stay because of those reasons?
Fear.
You know what I mean? When you monetary reasons for
Fear.
I really
For
think
fear.
that's real talk, though.
No, I
It is.
know.
It is.
I know.
I commend
It's-
her to be able to
get her shit
recognize her limitations
That's right.
and to have a goal to leave his funky ass
That's right.
and to do the things
And
that
to
she
have
has
a, and to
to
have
do.
a plan.
She had a goal.
And she said, you know what? She said, she said she had been with him for a very long time. She knew she was going to leave. She just wasn't ready to do it at that moment. But as long as you got a plan, sometimes you just
You
gotta
have
have
to
a
have
plan.
a plan.
Right.
Yes,
And that was
in
her
some
plan. And
situations.
because she
Speaking
was
of a mess.
honest, and because as we talked about, you can't judge.
No,
Because,
no, no, no,
You know what I
no.
mean?
No.
So
No.
that's
you
your
can't.
plan.
And I'll be the first one to say I've not been married, so I've never
She wasn't
been
even
put in a
married, but
situation. But I just couldn't do it, me. Because what I was getting at is that, can you imagine what that's doing to her on the inside?
Yes.
She's troubled. She's conflicted. She's in turmoil, and you just, even though she has a plan and she's waiting. I know some women haven't worked, or they don't make enough money, or I get it. I really, really, really do. But the damage that's being done internally, you know, she's gonna have a lifetime of work already because he's been the ass that he's been. But then you gotta stay there longer and still endure.
And
But see,
then-
she never caught him cheating. It was her gut.
Oh.
It
Well,
wasn't
she
never
did,
a
he was
cut, it was her
cheating.
gut.
Mhm.
And so she was like, I just don't feel comfortable anymore,
Yeah.
but I can't just abruptly, I've been in it too long, I'm gonna have to kind of ease my way out of it.
I get that.
And she did. And
I get it.
And I think there's a
I
difference.
commend her for that.
I think there's
I
a
get
difference in him being raggedy and no, really, there's a difference in someone being raggedy and disrespectful versus you staying there and you have a plan and you have an inkling. That's different than somebody being just blatantly disrespectful.
He would know that I got the
And
plan.
raggedy.
You riding nickel, and this is what I'm doing, and you don't have no choice in this matter. You didn't give me a choice in the matter. You didn't give me the opportunity to say, okay, I'm gonna stay with you, and you can sleep around. So now you have no choice but to continue to take care of me until I get on my feet, and then I'm out.
That's
They
what
weren't
I'm
even living together.
Oh well, hell, what is
that
he talking
changes it.
about?
No, they weren't even living
That's what
together.
I'm saying.
Because commitment doesn't mean you have to be in the same house.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So she didn't even live together. But what I can say.
Time out. I just need a point of clarification.
Yeah.
So
They had been together
they're
for like
not.
17
They've been
years.
together 17
No,
years.
15.
They are not cohabitating,
Mhm.
but she needs to get herself
Yeah.
together.
Mentally.
Where is she living?
Yeah. What is that?
They lived in separate homes. She's in a different state right now, but
No, I was saying, but she was living in a home that he was paying for, or was
No.
she financially stable?
She was independent.
Okay, I don't know why she stayed.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I was trying to give her some.
I do because emotions has nothing to do with your physical location. And
But you raped and killed my emotions.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's nothing
see,
left.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I look at her
Yeah.
story, and at the end, when she walked away, she had a clean cut. She never called. She never thought. It took her about 3 months, but she knew what she was doing. That's her plan. I mean, you know, the thing is, if you have to know you,
So her plan was to become emotionally detached.
just get
From
her.
him?
Yeah, because they even though he was like that, you have men like that, but you still do everything together. He still makes you feel good when you're with him. You still have he's giving you.
How's she
parties.
feeling good?
Claudine.
Dirty draws is better than no draws at all. That's
And
what
then
y'all keep
And
saying.
then
There
at some
are
point
some
you
people-
realize that the dirty draws are not good, so how do I now transition? And I think that's what to no draws if you got to.
Swinging.
And she did it in 3 months, and I watched her, and little by little she got herself together. She started focusing on, and when she cut it, she cut it.
Mm.
But she didn't have nothing to cut.
That's what I'm
Emotions.
saying.
Emotions are deep.
Ah.
Emotions are deep.
Well, I don't know. Like you said, the betrayal would be enough.
But she never confirmed the betrayal. She just thought it was there.
So she, okay, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
guys. I know I'm monopolizing the time here. So she left him based on what she thought he was doing? She never had a real
Well,
confirmation?
they're never going to admit it, but you know
No,
your
but what I'm
gut, your
saying
gut
is,
is your gut.
so then I didn't leave you because you cheated. I left you because you no longer made me feel safe, happy, secure.
Sure,
That's
right.
really different from me staying because I know you were sleeping with JoJo down the road.
Mhm.
That's really different.
That's different.
That's true.
That's really different.
Mm-hmm.
Frida,
What?
concur?
I agree with
Mm-hmm.
Abel. I agree with Miss Duvernay.
Wow.
Shelly said,
Mhm.
Oh.
what you feeling? I'm gonna bring it to Elizabeth.
That went a whole different.
I just
Take
think
another
there's
slant.
different. I just think there's different degrees. I think, like Lori said, it puts a different spin. I'm thinking this person has invested, into like
401k.
living with that person, 401k. We've built something together. We have material things together. We've combined our money. We've got something. But if you're living somewhere else, yes, I could still love you, but I can love you from afar if you're mistreating me. But there was never any
You
proof.
would say the same thing when you were in your 20s.
What?
Yeah.
was
Oh,
I
girl, my
could.
20s.
Yes.
I could.
Yes.
So everybody
It's
knows
so-
language. If you have Frida yet?
I could.
It was
I
a lot
could.
easier then.
Oh,
than
I
it
would
is
have left
now.
you more readily in
Yeah.
my 20s than I
Mhm.
would in my
It was
Because
30s.
you're not
easier
as
then.
heavily invested.
Absolutely.
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 easier.
Without, what is
Because it's easier when you're younger.
All right, Montel.
Well, I'm just glad y'all wasn't her friends at the time. She successfully transitioned and she's doing good, just in case you guys want to know.
Good deal.
Where are you going with this, Elizabeth?
I just have a question regarding like healing after a breakup and stuff. Like what? Like with me personally, people just say, "Oh, you need therapy. You need therapy. You need to focus on you." And it's like, okay, like
What does that mean?
I'm in therapy. Not right now, because I'm in the middle of like a transition and stuff. But trust me, I will get it as soon as I am done with my transition. I just don't, and I know like, you gotta establish your finances and get your own house, get your own car, get your own this and that. And it's like, okay, but I don't know, like when do you know you're really healed? Cause
When you no longer bring that baggage into another relationship, that's how you know that you're healed. When you no longer, whatever happened with that person, you're not bringing it into the relationships. Like, for example, if that person was, showing the same characteristics, but not necessarily put his hands on you, but you're saying, okay, this person was controlling, and then you're automatically putting that controlling label on that person that you may have just met. So you're bringing that baggage in. When you have totally let go of the baggage, that relationship, whatever happened with it, whether it was good or bad, you do not bring it into the next relationship. That is when you are healed.
But I just want to, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Lord.
No, I just want to put on the table too, that sometimes I think we don't heal. Okay. Sometimes it's like, have you ever broken a vase or a cup
Doesn't
and you
get
tried
quite
to
right.
crazy glue it back together, and there was the smallest sliver that was missing, and so it never quite fit. Sometimes the hurt is so devastating, so deep, so impressionable that we never heal from that beautiful thing.
That's
But
a
what we
mourn.
do
That's a
is we
mourn.
learn to become fortified to move on. I
Yes.
agree with you, Shelley.
It's
See,
a
we
mourn.
recognize those signs so that we don't make the same mistakes in future relationships. But I don't want you to sit around believing that there will be a magical moment in which you're automatically healed. This may become a hurt that you have to learn how to live with.
A mourn. Like
Yeah.
I have mourned my marriage. It's a mourning. What it was, you still mourn, but I don't bring what happened in that relationship. I don't bring it into the relationships that I have. You still have that hurt. You still have that mourning. You mourn the relationship. You mourn for your kids. You mourn for your family, but you still don't bring that baggage.
I agree,
into
you
that.
don't bring the baggage, but I don't think I wouldn't qualify that as healed. Right. I
Okay.
wouldn't
I
qualify that.
see you, and I know this is some of what you do.
I
Talk to us.
I agree. I certainly agree with what you're saying. Like, we did a show, we did a show, Bruised but Not Broken, right? And that it directly relates to the analogy that you put to that. I think, and I'm putting on this clinician hat, right? Right? But I think that when you are no longer affected by, because when we are in relationships like that are abusive, or where men have cheated or something like that, we take on variances, if you will, right? And when you know that I think that if you wait until you get into another relationship to realize that it's over, that you're no longer affected by it, that's a little bit too late, because you've already carried that luggage into that relationship, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? I think that we need to, after especially devastating things like that happen to us, we need to really study long. We really need to take the time out to not, like you said, heal completely, because some things are irreparable. Some still waters run deep, right? But I do believe that there will come a time when that frown is no longer a frown, that it's a smile, when you will no longer be affected by certain things or instances that can take place. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. Some women that have been abused, something can happen and that person is when you're no longer triggered,
Exactly.
not healed, but when you're no longer triggered by certain things, situations, and places.
That's what I meant.
people.
So she said it better. You said it better. That's what I meant.
Right?
That's what I
Do the
meant.
triggers go away?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the triggers
they
will
go
go away. Yeah,
Over time,
yeah,
they
yeah.
come
But
back.
like Lori said, that crack, that bruise is never gonna go. You can never heal that bruise 100%, because that's deeply ingrained. You understand what I'm saying? But it does not have to affect you the rest of your life to that degree. In fact, what we learn to do is we learn to use that experience to pick and choose better.
Yes.
And when you can do that, then I'm okay. I'm bruised, but I'm not broken.
So that means we gotta
Does
do
that make
another one of
sense?
those for you. We
That
gotta
was
do
so on point, Frida Ross.
Well, thank you.
I'm telling you,
Thank you.
because
No.
what I was gonna say is that sometimes you don't know that you're not healed until you realize you're not healed.
Yeah.
And it's the
Preach,
trick. It's
preacher.
the trigger, right? But when I was listening to Juanita Bynum a long time, she says sometimes we attract those people
Until
until you're healed.
that's right.
And so you have to know, if you're in a place of low self-esteem, what kind of men do I attract that's going to continue to make, feed into my low self-esteem? So you have to get healed from that. And I think what you said was absolutely right. You don't know until you're triggered. And then once you're triggered and then it's not impactful,
Absolutely.
and then you know that you're healed. But then your choices change.
Yes.
They
When you're
definitely
truly
do.
healed, your choices change.
They definitely
And you
do.
said a mouthful, and you'll know because you'll walk different. You'll talk different. The type of men that you were attracted to,
You no
that
longer
you
attracted
will
to.
no longer be attracted to, and you will no longer
You will not.
attract those type of men. Because it's something about a woman that's been scorned that way, or something about in the rearing of a woman that attracts those type of men.
It is.
They can see it, like we exude that,
Mm-hmm.
and they can pick you. They can pick you
Mm-hmm.
many miles away. Yes.
Mhm.
So, but when you no longer feel that, you're not
Liberating.
broken, but you are still bruised. Like you said, you're not gonna heal
Heal
completely because it was too traumatic.
Tell us the medical behind it. Like sometimes with certain bones, they won't necessarily.
The more that a bone gets damaged, it's hard to heal. The more it's broken, like you have different type of fractures. If I have one straight fracture, I can heal it. If I have a compound fracture where it's all crushed, it may take longer to heal. So it just depends on how deep the wound is, right? And how many places it was broken.
And what if you didn't get it attended to?
And what if you did not get it attended
that's the
to, and you just let it go? Then that takes on its own degeneration and its own process by itself. So it's really I think as women and Lori knows I'm a big fan of counseling. I think in the African American community it was always looked at as a negative thing, a stigma. Sometimes counseling is really good for you, as long as you do the work. You gotta own the process and do the work and be true about who you are. And if you're truthful in that counseling process, I think it can be very, very healing.
It
can
will
be.
be.
It can be very, very, very healing.
You can.
Recently, just went through a surgery, and like you said, you got to tend to your injuries. So your heart's broken, you got to go through some type of healing and surgical process. But in that surgery, when you come out of it, you're scared. You're like, I don't know if it was my Achilles. I don't know if I can do this, that, and the other. But the way they reaffirm you is they said we reinforce it. So you reinforce those wounds with more security when you walk. Like you said, you don't attract those same people that you used to attract, and your mind is reinforced with everything you've learned as you've gone through this healing process, and you become more confident when you walk. You become more you exude
Your
more out of
rehab,
yourself.
your rehab.
And more cognizant.
More cognizant.
More
Aware.
cognizant.
Aware.
Absolutely.
I need a lot of dictionaries.
She just told you
There's a
aware.
lot of words.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I need to learn.
Aware.
Amen. Amen.
Where?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. This is some amazing stuff, ladies. Huh?
It is.
How are you feeling tonight, Miss Laura G?
It is a lot to hear. It's a lot to learn. I mean, we've made some jest and had a lot of fun, but I do think that it is very important that as women, primarily, that we take our times to slow down and really think about how we exist in the world. Because oftentimes as caregivers and nurturers, we're so busy making dinners or taking care of other people that we lose ourselves and who we are within that. And so we don't think about our love languages. We don't think about if our relationships are healthy. We don't think about what are we getting from those relationships. So at least for me tonight, that has definitely been a lot to think about and to explore.
I think sometimes we kind of get caught in a robotic phase.
Yes.
Sometimes, in relationships, we just kind of. I know I had a conversation with Shelly C once, and we were having a hardcore combo. I'm not gonna go too deep, but I know you looking at me like, nigga, what you about to say? Did she drink before we got on the show? No.
Was it when I was on the show? I think Tanya had called in. Oh, okay.
This was me and you on the phone call,
Okay.
a private conversation,
Uh-huh.
and we were talking about one of my love languages, my marriage. And I said to you, that's all I know, Shelly. That's all I know. And I said that to you in a conversation, but maybe 2 conversations later, you regurgitated that back to me. And you said to me, well, Jackie, you told me something that stuck with me. And you said, that's all I know. And that's really all I know. So sometimes when I look at and I need therapy possibly, you guys can tell me, because when I'm thinking about it, honestly, when I look at the love languages, I figured, the 2 or 3 that are like, but you kind of feel like you need all of it. I think you just need all of that and more to be straight real for me. Now, I don't know if it's because, like Frida just said, and Lori and everyone on the panel has said that those fractures are just so deep, and the pain has just gone, like you were saying, Frida, affecting and infecting. And when the pain has infected the inside, the hole that you talked about and taught me about, those are like fractures of the emotions, if you will.
Absolutely.
And they have been broken down to the fiber of a multi-level scenario where it has pretty much changed your metabolic tapestry. It's changed your DNA. And where I'm going with this, Lori G, you remember with the show with Galia and the doctor, the Surgeon General woman who talked about African Americans and it's inherited in us because of the deep pain as a genocidal situation. It's there. So that's the concept I'm saying. So it's a part of who I am. So, like when you recognized back, when you said it back to me, that's just who I am, and that's just kind of who I am. You know what I mean? And I don't know. We're not gonna get into me because we know that's a multi-level complexities. But I think that just for me, when I talk about the 5 love languages, I need all of that and more. I think people just need to love, and that's what I like to do and what we do here on the show. And I know we have a lot of fun and talk a lot of crap and stuff like that, but Frida Ross, what do you want to say?
I just wanted to say that you're 100% correct, and in that statement, you said, that's just who I am. I think that statement can have a negative connotation when you say that, and it can also be uplifting and have a positive connotation, because it can be, that's just the way I am, and ain't shit gonna change. I'm just gonna, I just have to deal with, and I just have to accept this. Or it could be, that's just the way that I am, but I'm going to learn tools, and I'm going to build myself up, because now I am privy to this information about myself. We can't fix something that we won't recognize or acknowledge is even wrong. But when you say that's the way that I am, but now I have some tools, I can fix this. Hence, you can fix and change the situation. And that's something I know oftentimes we joke around and kid around about marriages and men and stuff like that. I do believe that relationships can be repaired in certain situations. You know what I mean? I really do. And I think that when you put in the type of time like you ladies have put in marriages, and I commend you all for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do. I really do. But I believe that, those are the relationships that are worthy of the work. Yeah, I do. So when you say that's the way that I am, but I got this.
Yes. I'm going to do it with that one. I've got tools. And I'm the tool now. I'm the sorcerer, and you make different, like, words of affirmation. Different things that you decide that you need. And that's what I was saying about love. And I think if love is the basis, I'm going to tell you guys this, and Dante's looking at me on time. When I made the decision to walk down that path and aisle with my husband, my mama asked a question. She asked all of us this. Jackie, do you love him? And I looked at her, because she didn't think he was the best choice for me. But I don't know, our parents don't ever think that choice is the right choice for your children. But it's okay. I said, yes, Mom. She says, well, then you go right on ahead and you do it. And I will support you. Well, you know how she do. She says, because if you have love, you can be living in a cardboard box. And that love is going to make everything okay. I don't know if that makes me a fool
No.
or just a bottom bitch. You know, I laugh about that, but I'm a bottom bitch. I don't know if that's crazy or not. It could be. But I don't know. That's part of Jackie Ray. And anyway, y'all, I know y'all looking at me like I'm crazy telling you shit like
Can we go to the
No, no.
shelter? Do we have to be in the cardboard box?
you know what? That level of love. It's like no matter what, because if you ain't got
Fucking
nothing,
dang.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking at you like that, Jackie, because you and I have had conversations, and I'm sitting here, I'm saying, boy, more conversations like this is needed amongst women.
Yeah.
The ability to share and be open and not be judgmental. And I think that, you know, it's life changing when we've had conversations, it's life changing when you just meet every woman that you meet where they're at.
Where they're at.
And let them be what they're at and let them grow and don't judge. Because we
That's
all,
how the Holy
we-
Messiah does.
yeah, because we all have a story.
Yes,
We all have a story, and if you heard my story, you may not want to live it, and if I heard your story, I may not live, but it's not your story. And so I just think that this show, because you know, Jackie, you know, I read a lot of books on relationships and a lot of stuff, just trying to figure out how I wanted my relationship to be. And so I've read tons of books on it, and it's just, I think it's a rewarding when you can sit down and have open discussions and disclose about your own personal inadequacies that you feel about, and then, you know, get feedback and just get excellent advice just from just hearing each other. It just you're looking at me, it's like my heart is just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And men need to do this too, but that's a whole different story.
They do.
They do, but they won't.
They do. No, they do.
They do.
Some do.
All right, guys, look at here. We have done it again
Awesome.
here. Everybody on the Poetry and Justice Show, guys, we got to get ready to go. I don't know, 3 hours, Lori G.
Uh-oh.
No. Guys, thank you so much for
That
joining us on the
content.
Poetry and Justice Show with Jackie Ray Phillips on Yikes Radio and Accelerated Radio. Good night.